During the second new wave of Hong Kong cinema, lots of classical characters has presented on the screen in a different way. These characters do not only maintain the core of traditional version, but also have innovation in certain aspects. Tsui Hark is one of the most prominent directors during that period. It is also the era when Hong Kong cinema learned from Hollywood and resulted in the producer-centric system become to director-centric system. Hence why the title of Tsui was once the producer before the second new wave. However, based on the political background, Tsui inherited the nationalism and applied many Chinese traditional elements in his works. The inheritance and innovation in Tsui's film in the second new wave is what this video gonna talk about. In terms of film style, Tsui's films are like other directors in second new wave, mixing diverse genres or elements in a particular film, which forms their own unique storytelling style and visual effect. In The Lovers, it is a well-known Chinese-Asian love tragedy between Liang Shanbo and Zhu Yingtai. Tsui applied some comedy elements in the first half of the film and fantasy elements at the end of the story. Also, in his action film Once Upon a Time in China, which tells a story about Wong Fei-hong, Tsui also added comedy elements, while in his other film Green Snake, he applied fantasy and romance plots in the costume film. Also, it's apparent to see the elements of Bollywood song and dance in this film. Besides, the directors in second new wave prefer to adopt realism and surrealism in their films. In the film The Lovers, the monologue of Zhu's mother is used to criticize the feudal etiquette and rituals. While in Green Snake, Tsui focused more on revealed complexity of humanity by comparing the simple and innocent emotion of snake spirit.
现在却又说做蛇好，你撒大谎。做人太多规矩，勉强是做不了好人的。你算了。
In terms of surrealism, the film employs abundant visual effects and symbolic techniques to create a surreal and dreamlike atmosphere, transcending the boundaries of time and space. Tsui's cinematic narrative mainly employ linear storytelling but also adopt non-linear storytelling as a supplement. During the new wave in Hong Kong cinema, Tsui's narrative style has changed from a purely linear narrative to a linear narrative supplemented by the multi-line narrative, especially in the second new wave. A Chinese ghost story filmed at 1987 adopted linear storytelling, where Once Upon a Time in China employs casual linear narrative. The film Swordsman used non-linear narrative, while the multilinear storytelling was used in The Green Snake to demonstrate a whole story. In The Lovers, Tsui employed multi-storylines to tell the protagonist's story as well as the supporting character's story. What's more, Tsui also used personal perspective and monologue to form a certain character or highlight the theme. In Green Snake, the monologue of Green Snake shows that the complexity of affection.
我到人世来，被世人所误。你们说人间有情，但是情为何物呢？真是可笑。 连你们人都不知道，等你们弄清楚了，也许我会再来。
Tsui Hark's film aesthetic is unique among Hong Kong directors in the new wave, especially his use of color and change of light and shadow. He absorbed the excellent lens language of Western cinematography, investing colors with symbolic meaning. In The Lovers, he makes a good use of red color to depict the plot of Wedding Convey. Red color means good luck and happiness in China, but Tsui used red as horror and evil element. In The Lovers, The red wedding costume seems to be terrible because Zhu Yingtai is forced to marry a man she doesn't even know. And the red color in the beginning of Green Snake is used to depict the evil of humanity. Also, he uses the change of color and light as a tool to depict characters' inner emotion. For example, while filming the close-up of a character's face, he uses Rembrandt light to depict Green Snake and set lighting to depict the monk Fa Hai. Hence, the audience can feel the complexity of each characters. Furthermore, there are many Chinese traditional aesthetic elements in Tsui Hark's film, which present Chinese culture to the audience. Line dance, making opera, Chinese kung fu, Tsui, 古琴, and the scene composition that mimic ancient ink painting. All these elements can easily transport the audience to a world infused with Chinese aesthetics. In Tsui Hark's films, the music and sound effect also play an important role since they are closely related to the plot and enhance the emotional expression and show the character's feature directly. In A Chinese Ghost Story, the music Dao 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 reveal a personality of the role Yan Chixia. While in The Lovers, the world-known music Liang Zhu is used as the background music throughout the whole movie. Besides, Tsui also combined the Chinese and Western music in Once Upon a Time in China. The Chinese traditional instruments are used as main melody, while the Western symphonies are also added as embellishment. The dynamic photography and quick editing are mainly used in Once Upon a Time in China, which can form a tensive atmosphere. In Green Snake, Tsui employs parallel editing, cross-cutting, and montage to enhance the depth and mystery of the story. The quick move of Green Snake and Fa Hai's stillness form a contrast, highlighting the conflict between these two characters and adding tension and dramatic effect to the scene. To sum up, as one of the prominent Hong Kong directors in the New Wave, Tsui Hark made a great contribution to the second New Wave and produces many films with his own style, which is bizarre and outlandish but infused with Chinese elements. However, Tsui Hark's over-reliance on sequels and remakes of classics lacks originality, which results in aesthetics fatigue among audiences. Although its market-oriented theme selection and branding operation have increased the market awareness of films, they also have limited artistic diversity and innovation. Such circumstance was particularly evident during the second new wave of Hong Kong cinema. The tendency of excessive commercialization has caused many films to lose their deeper cultural connotation while pursuing short-term economic interests, which has affected the overall development and international reputation of Hong Kong films.